We have a lot to be thankful for. That right there is a lot of hate. This right here is a lot of love. And that is God's intentions when he saved his life from over there.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Crime Journal. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into the case.
My message to the community is that in Clay County, we enforce the laws and we follow the laws, and that does not matter where you come from or what you look like or how much money you have. Everyone is held to the same standard.
Ralph Yarl is a 16-year-old Staley High School student in Kansas City, Missouri. His friends and family describe him as well-mannered, always willing to help, quiet, and a music genius. Ralph is a section leader in the marching band, a scholar, and one of the best bass clarinet players in Missouri. He recently earned Missouri All-State Band recognition with honorable mention. You can always catch Ralph with a musical instrument in his hand, as he loves them all. Last summer, Ralph attended Missouri Scholar Academy, where he got to see the full college experience. His goal is to attend Texas A&M University and study chemical engineering. His family asked about his plans of getting into this university, and he said, "Well, if they have a scholarship for music or academics, I know I can get it." Ralph is looking forward to graduating from high school so he can travel to West Africa before starting college. All of this would be postponed on the evening of April 13th, 2023, when Ralph was on his way to pick up his twin younger brothers. He would leave the house without his phone. He would pull into a driveway of a house he thought his brothers were at, got out, and rang the doorbell. And a white male would open the door and shoot Ralph in the head, then shooting him again after already being on the ground. Officers would arrive on scene just a little before 10 p.m. that night to report of gunshots fired. Police would identify Ralph on the ground suffering from 2 gunshot wounds, one to his arm and one to the head. Ralph was transported to the hospital where he was treated for his injuries. He is in stable condition. Police gained a statement from the victim, and he said all he remembers is ringing the doorbell and waiting 3 to 5 minutes in silence before the door opened quickly and a white male said something about not wanting him to come around here anymore, and he looked Ralph in the face and shot him in the head through the screen door. The white male would then open the door all the way and proceed to shoot Ralph again while he was already laying on the ground bleeding. Ralph would manage to get up and run a few houses down where someone would help. Zach Doorbell, 20, and his mother were sitting in the living room watching a podcast when they heard banging on the front door from Ralph, saying he had been shot. They called 911 but didn't open the door right away because they were unsure if he was the victim or the shooter. Ralph would then walk down the driveway where he would collapse. That's when Doorbell and his mother ran outside with tons of towels to try and slow the bleeding. The EMTs would arrive and take him to a local hospital. There was so much blood leading from our front door to the street. He was bleeding out right in front of our mailbox. It was horrible, said Doorbell. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Lee Merritt are representing the family in this tragic incident. The suspect would not be identified, but would say he is an 80-year-old white male. The case would gain attention of celebrities and national attention demanding action. 100 people protested in front of the house where Ralph was shot at. There is no excuse for the release of this armed and dangerous suspect after admitting shooting an unarmed, non-threatening, defenseless teenager that rang his doorbell, the family's attorney said. Ralph was released from the hospital April 16th and is at home recovering with family by his side. Even though he is doing well, this is going to be a long road ahead, mentally and physically. The trauma he endured that night is traumatic and unimaginable after just ringing a doorbell. Many protesters encourage everybody to urge local authorities to arrest and prosecute the shooter. Justice is the key. I guess the same reason why most people are here. Justice, peace. I am with them now. I don't want anything special. I just want justice, said Ralph Yarl. The case remains under investigation. On April 17th, the Clay County Prosecutor's Office filed 2 criminal charges toward the suspect in the shooting. Now identified as Andrew Lester, an 85-year-old white male, was charged with 1 count of armed criminal action and 1 count of felony assault in the first degree. Lester's bond is set at $200,000.
A crime occurred, and then also whether the motivation for that crime was based on hate or, in other words, a bias.
He says it's investigated like the FBI investigates many other crimes, collecting evidence, conducting interviews to see if hate toward a specific group of people was a motivating factor.
Hate is a misnomer, right? It's not really, hate is used to just categorize a bias. And it's a motivation that someone committed a crime because of a specific bias against a group of people.
We did reach out to the FBI and DOJ today. Neither would comment, even if they are involved in this case. But Lanza does add, with a case getting this much attention on a national level, it's hard to imagine that the FBI and DOJ aren't at least keeping tabs on what's happening here. Live in Kansas City tonight, Matt Evans, KBC 9 News.